Yo, what's up guys, and today I'm back with another video, and today we're going to be doing another scenario from Kubernetes Goat called hidden in layers. So let's get into it. So first let's read the overview. So most of the container images download and used on internet are created by someone else. If you don't know how they got created, which means if we don't have the Docker file, then I think we might be in some trouble sometimes. In this scenario, we can see how to analyze the Docker container image layers by using built-in utilities and also some popular open source utilities like Dive to understand the container image layers. So what this is saying is that these container images are created by someone online and they're published on Docker, but if you don't really know how to understand and how they're created and how to analyze these Docker images, then we're obviously in some trouble because we don't know what's actually going through. It could be solving the purpose of why you're downloading that image, but it also could be doing something suspicious on your laptop or computer or whatever you're running, which you don't know. So today we're going to be analyzing them with some built-in utilities like Docker, and we're going to use some popular open source utilities like Dive to actually understand the container image layers. So if you don't know what a container image layers is, basically these layers are also known as intermediate images and are generated when the commands in the Docker file are executed during the Docker image build. So there's a Docker file which is needed to create the image build, and these layers are created whenever that Docker file is being executed to create a Docker image build. So yeah, that's basically what it is. And basically by the end of the scenario, we will understand and learn the following. We'll learn how to explore, introspect, and analyze Docker container images using open source tools like Dive to perform container image analysis, and able to work with standard command line utilities. That's what we'll learn through this scenario. And the story is sensitive information disclosure is one of the most common vulnerabilities existing in the world. Mishandling of passwords, private keys, tokens, etc. in the containerization world is easy. Here in the scenario, we will analyze and identify one of such mishandled bad practices that lead to sensitive information disclosure. So there's sensitive information disclosure in the hidden layers, which we're going to find out through analyzing them. So hopefully you have your cluster up and running and your pods are running. So I'll see you guys then. So to get started with this scenario, we just need to basically run the following and command and explore the hidden layers job. This one kubectl get jobs, and the goal of this scenario is to find the K8 goat flag value is in one of the hidden layers of the container. Then you have completed the scenario. So doesn't matter. Let's just copy kubectl get jobs, and let's go to attacking machine. Kubectl get jobs, and make sure your pods are actually running. So there, make sure they're running. So kubectl get jobs. And we see hidden layers over here. So what we can do is, we know this is finding layers, and layers is basically these, like, the layers are generated when commands in the Docker file, the file which is created for a Docker image build, and layers are generated when the Docker file is being executed during the Docker image build. So when it is executing the Docker file, these layers are created for like simple like steps like run, stuff like that. You'll see shortly. So Docker inspect here, and what we can do is just mother Aquila. K8 Goat hidden in layers. So this is the job we're looking, and we're inspecting at the file. So here we just see some normal stuff, and here we see the command sh tag c tell, and it's just going to def null. So we know that something is going on and we need to figure it out. So that's basically we basically observe this cmd command in the section, and we know that it is not good for us, and it basically shows some interesting information about it. So now it could be more helpful if we actually analyze the Docker file itself, or basically what the or like the commands. So what to do here is Docker history no trunk the same image name. So K8 goat hidden in layers, and this will basically show us like the layers. So here we see this is one layer cmd, and that's a command we saw in our previous when doing inspect, and we see another command here, run. So we run this. So this is basically echoing contributed by Revant Cool into the root contributions, and it is also deleting a root secret txt. So after that, we see here it's adding the secret txt and label and stuff like this. So here we see that the root txt is something, which sounds suspicious, or like something we might need. So yeah. So now what we can do is actually generate a we can use dfi image to generate a Docker file of any given image. So first we have to set it up and perform it by running the following command. So this is an alias. So what this does is basically runs through Docker sock and this Alpine dfi image. So copy that and go back to your directory here and paste it. And what this will do is basically create the alias. Now we basically want to run it dfi image, and this is the scenario here, the image, the container basically. So paste that, and this will basically go through all the stuff, and here we see the Docker file. So this is basically the Docker file of the created image of this image here. So first we see it's cmd bin sh, then it's label, then it adds secret.txt into root secret txt, and then it runs this stuff, blah blah blah. So now we basically see the whole Docker file for this creation of the image. So we can go back here and you see this one, method 3, the dive. It's the same thing, but it's a bit different on how he did it. It's like more GUI version on how to fix it. So here we can see here the cat root contribution, stuff like that. So what that actually means is that now we can actually save this image, and we can actually like put it into a tar file, and we can unzip that tar file, and we can look at all the images. So all the layers, sorry. So for this we need root permission. So actually what I like this, do it in the temp folder and just do sudo this, and we see here this will basically create a hidden tar. So we can untar that by xcf layer tar hidden layer, sorry, and then home, and then do sudo. Here we see we get a bunch of these random hash numbers stuff. So this is basically what you can say as images. So we can go into each one and see what's in here. So we can cat JSON and see what's in here. Just about the layers. You can also cat version the 1.0, and then the task. So let's see if there's anything different in these, and we see they're all the same. Just got the JSON to see what it is. Mostly the same. Now CD, basically CD the 9, this one, and they're basically all the same. But what is different is the layer task. So we can also untar this, and this will basically provide us what's in this task. So make sure you do sudo. We see here you get root contribution root.w secrets. So we can go into root, but it says permission denied. Sudo goat. Oh, sorry. So what we can do here is ls root. This is we're actually permission denied. So just do sudo su, so you can go into your sudo root, and here, and we see here we get nothing. So this is basically the contribution contributed by this. We saw that. We can cd back. What we can do now is go into the cd6. This is another one. Let's do the same. Tar. Okay, let's do tar xvf layer, and we see we get a bunch of stuff here. This looks like more the home system for the images. So what we're probably not gonna find anything that ls. We see we get nothing in root folder, which is not good, obviously, because we need to find the secrets. So here now we see we have another file. This is our last file, and let's do the same here. Tar xvf layer, and we see here we get root secrets.txt cat secrets, and this is basically the flag of this scenario, and this is how we can go between layers and basically understand what they're doing. And it's actually very important, because you never know what you're downloading on I guess public websites like, you know, Docker for these images. So a hacker or could just be putting in some malicious code in one of the layers, but you don't know how to access it, you don't know how to see it, and you might be getting hacked. So yeah, that's basically the scenario done, and basically teaches us on how to go through these, how to go through each layer and see what's actually doing here using the Docker CLI. So that's pretty cool. It's got loads of amazing tools and lots of features, so we can inspect stuff like that. We can also use other third-party tools, like here he used dive here to go through. It's not necessary, but it really depends on what you want to do and what you want to, you know, how you want to see it. So that's basically the video up for now, and that's basically how to go into hidden in layers and basically figure and see how these layers are built out, and just understand the Docker on how basically they create these images. So see you guys next time. Peace.